Thank you for joining me for another episode of A White Woman in Distress. This podcast is dedicated to raising awareness for missing children, teens, and adults who have vanished under heartbreaking circumstances. My mission is simple: to keep their stories alive and to help bring them back to their families. In a world where media coverage isn't always equal, it's vital to recognize that many cases go overlooked. Marginalized groups, including Indigenous people, people of color, the LGBTQ+ community, runaway teens, and homeless individuals. They often face systematic barriers leading to underinvestigation and inadequate attention. These groups deserve to have their stories heard just as loudly, whether it's the jurisdictional complexities affecting Indigenous women and girls, the media bias towards missing people of color, or the stigmas facing runaway teens and those living on the streets. These cases remind us that real change is needed. Grassroots efforts, community engagement, and legislative advocacy are essential in turning the tide. You don't have to be on the front lines to make a difference. Even small actions like sharing information or providing anonymous tips can play a crucial role in bringing loved ones home. Every family deserves answers, and every missing person deserves to be found. Before we dive into today's story, please be aware that content may include themes of violence, sexual assault, or other distressing topics. Listener discretion is advised. Today's episode focuses on a man whose disappearance has left his family and community desperate for answers. Michael Lucas Gonzales was just 27 years old when he disappeared in May of 2021 from Granite Bay, California. Despite the efforts of his loved ones and law enforcement, his whereabouts remain unknown. Now, let's start by learning about Michael Lucas Gonzales, known as Mikey to his friends and family, was just a 27-year-old man living in Granite Bay, California. He lived with his father and had strong family ties. And it was completely out of character for him to just disappear without warning. Michael had just completed a trade school program and was excited about the next chapter in his life, which makes his disappearance all that more troubling. Michael was 5 foot 7 inches. He weighed around 175 to 180 pounds, and he had brown hair, brown eyes, with a short beard. He also had 2 distinctive tattoos: the word California on his left shoulder and a Buddhist on his right. His family and friends described him as someone who was well liked by everyone. A man with a daily routine that included going to the gym and spending time with his girlfriend. So let's go over the timeline of events. On the night of May 1st, 2021, Michael's father said goodnight to him around 10 p.m. The next morning, on May 2nd, Michael was gone. His father became concerned when he couldn't reach out to him. Michael's girlfriend mentioned that she had spoken to him around 5:45 a.m. on May 2nd, and Michael told her that he was heading to the gym. Days passed without any contact, which was really unusual for Michael. On May 5th, his vehicle, which was a faded teal 2000 Camry with a license plate THH725, was actually spotted in South Sacramento, which is about 30 miles from Granite Bay. And to this day, Michael's car has never been found. So it was just spotted in South Sacramento, but it hasn't been found even to this day. Another important detail is that Michael's phone was turned off shortly after his last call. And despite numerous search efforts, no further leads have emerged. Michael's disappearance devastated his family, which every missing person devastates their family, especially when they're a close-knit family like they were. Michael's family and friends have been searching tirelessly for him. His father, friends, and community members have done everything that they can, including hiring a private investigator when law enforcement couldn't produce results. They even launched a GoFundMe to cover the cost associated with hiring this investigator. Michael's family has experienced countless false leads and dead ends, but they remain hopeful that someone out there knows something, even if it's something so small. Michael also has a medical condition that requires daily medication, which only adds to the urgency of finding him. Without his medication, his life could be in danger, which makes his disappearance even more concerning. His family has shared their pain and desperation through various public appeals, asking for anyone with any kind of information that could help bring him home. There are still many unanswered questions, like why was Michael's car spotted so far from his last known location? What could have happened in those early hours of May 2nd after he said he was going to the gym? These are questions that continue to haunt his family. Did something happen during his gym trip, or was there foul play involved? Or my questions are, did the police look at security footage of the gym? Did they find out if he even made it to the gym? Did he not make it to the gym? What's on the way from the house to the gym? And if they haven't found his car because they spotted it in South Sacramento, why hasn't anything been found now? Like, where is his car? Where could it have gone? Is it, I have all these questions. Like, in junkyards, do they have to return the license plates to the DMV if it's just a junk car? Or if the license plate's removed, do they have a way to just input VIN numbers from junkyards? I'm going to do more research into that as well, and then hopefully I'll have an update soon. We don't have any of these answers yet, but someone out there might. However, as with all cases like this, it's important not to jump to conclusions. The investigation is continuing, and the investigation is still considered ongoing, and the family continues to hope for new information. If you have any information about Michael Lucas Gonzales, no matter how small it may seem, you can help. Please contact the Placer County Sheriff's Office at 530-889-7800, referencing case number 21-4484. You can also help by sharing his story on social media, talking about his case with your friends and family, or donating to the GoFundMe to support his family's ongoing search efforts. Every bit helps in keeping Michael's story alive and helping to bring him home. Michael Gonzales has been missing for over 3 years, and his family is still searching for answers. They deserve closure, and Michael deserves to be found. Please help spread the word about his disappearance, and if you know anything at all, no matter how small, please reach out. Cases like these remind us of the fragility of life and the importance of community in times of uncertainty. Thank you for listening to today's episode. As always, I want you to stay vigilant, stay informed, and continue to help raise awareness for those who can no longer speak for themselves. And remember, if you see something, say something and do something.